Well, hello again and welcome to Privers Fiskeflur. Today I'm gonna tie a pink pig, or Pattegrisen as they call it, but I'm gonna use salmon pink craftfur and add a little trailer hook to it, because this small sea trout and also the big sea trout is going back and nibbling on the hook. But with this trailer hook in place, you have a better chance to catch them. So I start with putting a size 6 shrimp hook in the vise. Vise for today is Regal, and attach my thread. I should have used salmon pink thread, but I used white. That's what I got. Alright, now I'm gonna attach the, first of all I'm gonna attach this trailer hook, and so I have a little Upeyed. I bent it myself, and take this mono, it's 0.45, and take this both pieces. I have to lay down the hook a little bit and attach the and align the ends on this and collect them, and you see I put them up like this. This is gonna ride up the hook up, and you take it like that and then tug on it and you have it right. The up eye is because we're gonna have the hook riding more aligned with the hook, with the main hook. Attach it and get it fairly on top like that. Let it go about there and go forwards with it, and you take now, put it into the eye of the hook, both of them like that. Oh, get up by itself, and you just tie it down on the underside, and this way it's never going to loosen on you. And snip off the waist, and voila. If you want to be a picky guy, you can check your super glue, but this is quite enough. But for you guys, I'm gonna take some lacquer on it, just to assure that this little trail hook is not gonna come loose. You have this I have earlier used some wire on this, but there's come some kinks in it, and I don't like it. It also cut my thread because it's very sharp when you cut it with a plier. Well, now we see I've got this, and now I'm gonna take out my craftfur. I have not prepared it. Of course, it's lying in the bag. I got a lot of it, you see, but I'm gonna find the right color. Sorry about that, guys. Here you have it. Very nice. Take out a little bag of it. You see you have this nice webby feathers. Feather is craftfur, sorry. And you take out a little bunch and snip off. This is gonna be more or less the antenna, but I'm gonna measure so it just covers the trail hook a little bit, and you attach it. Attach it real good like this. You take now and snip off this waist like that. Now I'm gonna make a little ball of dubbing. I have this homemade dubbing. It's just some salmon pink fur I had, and I just blended with some flash. flashy dubbing. And I make a little ball of it. And like that. This is not a real Pattegrisen, but it's a very good fly. I've used it a lot. And now I take some antennas and I use some crystal flash for that. So you got this. And I take where I attach this is I just take the long piece, make it go forwards, and wind the other one like this. And you have this other one here. Measure out, eyeball it, and snip it off like that. Okay, now it's time for some ice. And I got this trusty hot melt glue ice I just made, and I take it out from this holder and I measure out where I'm gonna have it and just snip off the other one so it don't get in the way, and attach it to the side like this. See, it's getting there. And now I'm gonna find the other one. Where did it go? I think it fell down to the floor, but I'm gonna find it now. Oh, where did it go? It's magic. I just had it here. What is this? I have to look for it a little bit. So, well, just laying right down in front of me, and I didn't see it. Well, that's the way it is. Well, I'll take this other eye and attach it to the other side of the fly. Measure out and see that the ice is just as long. I think that's all right. Okay, and attach it and make sure that they're never gonna loose and get off the fly. Now this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have some little here on top of this also. I like that because I think the flies is looking very nice when I do that. I take another bundle of this craftfur, snip it off, take out a little bunch and attach it on the top like this. Okay, just tie down a little bit of it to make it taper like that. See now, it's looking very nice. Now I'm gonna make a little dubbing loop like this. And put this on. I have another paper clip, material clip like this. It's homemade, like everything I have about. And then I'm gonna find my dubbing spinner. Here it is. And before I make the dubbing loop, I'm gonna dub this body. I start with the hook eye. No, I just wind the hook, wind the thread up like this, and take down. You can have a lot of dubbing on this because I'm gonna comb out much of it in the end. make space for the dubbing loop when they're getting there. Sorry about my bad English. Now I'm gonna clean up my desk a little bit, because now I'm gonna put some craftfur into it. There's the patch. And I use my scissor just to take out some pieces of it. There's a long extra select craftfur from Hairline. It's very good. My scissors is getting dull, but I'll manage. I take out the short pieces inside. It's like underfur, if you might say so. And I put it onto my leg. You don't see that, but that's the way I do it. And it's easier for me then to get it into the paper clip afterwards. Take another bundle. Put it onto my leg. And maybe a little more. Do the same with that. I put it onto my leg. And why I put it onto my leg is because when I use this paper clip, I push down onto the craftfur that's on my leg, the bottoms will rise up and I can get it into my paper clip. Now you see it's already there. Take this patch away. And now there's time for getting my dubbing loop ready. And I take my dubbing spinner from Upeyed. It's very good. It's octagon that I don't roll away from the table. And I take, before I do anything else, I'm gonna measure out how long I want this craftfur to be. This is too long. I want it to be about the same length as the front here. So I take another paper clip and I transfer it onto there, and I see now I just snip off some of it. There's some measuring when I do this. I take it down to the other paper clip again and measure something more. You see, I'm getting there. Quite nice, but I want to take out a little bit more, and I snip off this with my dull scissor. And now I take this finished bundle and transfer it for the last time onto my other paper clip, and I open my dubbing loop and I place it inside, and I don't use wax or anything because this is gonna be ready to be pushed up if I wanted to, but now it's okay. I just spin it, and you see now when I transfer it like that, it becomes a fantastic little hackle. You see now? Voila. I think that's more than enough. Careful not to spin it too much, and then the thread will break. But I take my trusty old toothbrush that I cut my fibers into half, because then it's getting stiffer. And I use this carefully to comb out any trapped fibers into this. And I use this and I wet my fingers with water or some saliva, and I just carefully wrap it like a hackle. some loose wrappings. I see now that this is more than enough. Try not to be, guys, try to be very careful with the trail hook. I have injured myself a lot of times. But I have a tip for you. I'm gonna show you afterwards. I mean, finished with this little process. And now you see you have finished with all this. And try to just finish this and snip off the rest of the dubbing loop, and you use your tying thread. Don't worry about the white thread, you can just use some permanent marker in size pink, in color pink or something, and just make it go. Color the thread the way you want it. And now I'm gonna brush this little baby out, and you see now I use some Velcro on this. I should have taken out some more craft fur of my dubbing brush, but I think this is gonna be very nice in the water as well. Now I take my whip finisher, it's a loom whip finisher, and just take some 3 or 4 whip finish on the end, like that. And snip off this tying thread, and you see now this is gonna be a very fantastic fishing fly. I have not used any lead on this because you see this ice is poking out. I've not used any lead on this because I use some intermediate line, and this sinks as it should. The weight of the 2 hooks will drag it down, and this back hook will, the trailer hook will make the fish stick to it. And I'm gonna take this fly now and hold it under some running water, and I'm gonna show you how this fly looks when it's wet. Okay, wait a bit. Well, I just soaked it a little, and as you see, it also looks like a little fish. But when you twist it and retrieve it into in the water, this fly will pulsate underwater and will attract the fish, just like the ordinary Pattegrisen or the pink piglet. But because I use this, it's much cheaper to use this salmon pink craftfur than the spay hackle. That's almost it's very hard to get by because it's very few of them, and it's very expensive. And this works just fine, and you catch just the same amount of fish on this, and it's faster. I think it's not so fiddly as the original one. You see, this hook is gonna be covered up when it pulsates. The trout will not, sea trout will not see this as good, and it has also the main hook beneath there, as you see. Well, as you see, I now finished this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial, and be sure to comment it if you like it. Like and subscribe, makes me very happy. I try to post some more videos now, but I've been busy with some other things. I have some orders from my customers, some salmon flies I've been tying up. So when the time is ready, I'm gonna post another video. But well, I promised you a little tip. Well, if you're fishing with bombarda, there's some small rubber beads. To avoid cutting or poking yourself with this back hook, you can trailer hook. You can use little small rubber beads and take it onto the hook, and it won't. And this will conceal this hook, and it will not poke you. That's the little tip for today, and thank you all for watching my videos. I wish you all a very good evening, and bye bye and tight lines.